Wow, it's Wulzy. Geometry Dash Today is a pretty nice little Twitter account managed by a bunch of different people that are listed on screen. Most notably spearheaded by GMD Noise, who is a longtime community veteran, and they made a list of the top 100 greatest Geometry Dash levels of all time. I'm going to be giving my thoughts on a lot of the levels that made the list here. I'm not going to go into any of these reviews because obviously I want to respect the page. You should go and look at it on Twitter, give them a follow, why not? Funny Game Holiday, one of the first ever effect levels. Saturn 5 by Nazgub is a really nice one actually. In my opinion, this one's aging a little bit weirdly, but it's cool that it's on the list. What basically just missed the voting cutoff. A lot of people going into this list were worried that it was going to be nostalgia blind or just blind to the past, so we'll just see what happens here. Subwoofer Clouds Give Way. Wow, unbelievable progression. Freedom Await, also a very long banger. One of my favorite mega collabs ever, Cybernetic Crescent. Of course, Jonathan was going to be on here. I would say it's one of his better levels. It's also like just in the top 100. That's crazy. This is actually a pretty cool 1.6 level, I'm not going to lie. I feel like Yorid has a ton of underrated bangers that are probably not going to be on this list of Beat Demons just at 92. Hey, I wrote this. I asked if this was glazing a few days ago, and Viper said yes, but it's fine because it's a funny game. This one definitely has to be on the list for the community impact because a lot of people were making levels that looked like this. It was also just all people were talking about for like an entire year of the game's lifespan. Slam by Ray for only 89. Now, I think this is Rafa's best level by a mile. I feel like this one could be a lot higher. Oh my god, that's so cool. Congrats, Embed. Dude! Breaks like a bunch of level conventions, and the artwork is just so cool in it. I'm so happy that this is in here. Emerald Realm 85. Now, this one is really, really dense. There's a lot of different parts to it. Probably has Kuluk's best ever work. Transition where the ship goes up into the sky. Mastermind by Heinz. If this is on the list, I really hope a lot of other Heinz levels are on the list as well. Slaughterhouse 83. I think this one is probably one of the best Hell levels ever. I feel like every part of that stands out, which is pretty rare. Fast as Lightning. This is Juniper's gonna be really happy about this one. This is one of Juniper's favorite levels ever. Mashup by I think JF has a lot of really cool levels, notably Pilot, but I do see why this one's on the list. It uses the song really nicely just to switch from style to style to style. Demon Park at 80. I understand why this is on the list because of the impact, but I don't think Demon Park as a level really excels above many of these. I'm not gonna lie. Plasma Pulse Finale at number 79. Now, this is probably one of the coolest top ones we've ever seen in the game. I don't know too much about the gameplay, but it's really fun to watch. Planet X. Now, this is a really recent one, and why does this screenshot have hitboxes on? Such a weird vibe that's encapsulated by the Lichavas song, and I think it blends the technological side with the nature side really well. Rust by Neshru, no brainer. Not only for the difficulty, the gameplay, the visual style is just really, really well done. The mechanical vibe overall and the color work. This level does bits. Now, I do prefer Shah, but I don't think Shah's gonna make the list because I think this one's very favorable as it's really long into so many different things. Then we have Able by Dynate at only 74. It should probably be a lot higher, at least higher than ABP. Like, it has some of the best effects of all time. And to put it under Bizarre Phantasm, it's iconic, but I don't know, man. Unity's a really cool one. I like this pick. Theory of Everything 2, above the likes of Unity, Able, Eternal Vehemence, to just be under Broken Signal with this insane block breaking animation. Wait, I see Silent Club. I see Silent Club stuff. They're really going for it. This list is pretty interesting. Sedulous, which is one of the most energetic levels you'll see in the core field. Let's just say that. 666 by Xylonox. I thought it was going to be like top 50 because I think this is Xylonox's best level. Underneath Tartarus, of course, it was like one of the longest running top ones ever, if not the most. And it's like really scary, but I think there are plenty of 1.9 levels that outshine this one, but we'll see further in the list. Wow, Colorful Overnight. Is this the first Woogie level on the list? I hope to see Retention because I think that's his best level. Between Worlds by XX Loco XX, only at 63. This will be like a top 30 for me. Technically, this level is one of the most advanced things I've ever seen in this game, period. I just think both of these levels have really impressive world building. Magma Bound by Scorch VX. I can't really fault this. This is just a really good, solid pick for the list. Edge of Destiny 61. So this is a remake of Blade of Justice. I don't know if Blade of Justice is going to be on here. I think this is a better level. I really like this one. I'm glad this is here. The progression is insane. That middle UFO is so climactic. I don't think these Rob top levels can go in the list, I'm not gonna lie. I suppose it uses the features pretty well and has like the faces in it. I think this one probably deserves it more than Theory of Everything 2. Wow, dude, this is like one of the best 1.9 levels ever. I Spy with Mild Lie, and I think it does the whole theme super well. The decoration's very fitting. I like it. This is a good one. Zodiac 57. Now, this is one of the most enjoyable Extreme Demons to watch ever. Save Ours by Park. Now, this one is super significant because it's built around dementia. This level is not not what it seems, and I think it's better experience than to have me explain it to you. Neutra by Jenkins. This one is super clean, high speed, banger. Not many levels like it. Future Demoness, also just wow, banger. The designs in this are just eye candy. B by Motley Orc. I do think this is a better level than Magma Bound. I'm glad they're both kind of near each other on the list. Why is Clubstep here? No, the Clubstep monster. Wait, I get it. I get it now. Retray is also a really good level that is kind of underlooked, even though it's the most liked level in the game, I'm pretty sure. A lot of people kind of just brush it to the side because, oh, it's just the most liked level. Psychosis. Banger. One of my favorite hard demons I've ever played. Blade of Justice is above Edge of Destiny. Wow. I think this one's aging a little bit weirdly compared to other Manix levels, but I'm glad Manix is on the list. It is 2.0. It doesn't feel like a 2.0 level, we'll be honest. I'm expecting to see a lot more Zobrist levels on this list. Now I'm thinking that they've put Windy Landscape above Retention, because Windy Landscape hasn't showed up yet. Aki by Nejfu. I think Rust is better, but this is a really cool, easy extreme. The design of this level, how it's kind of two-tone, you've got different shapes overlaying, it's so effective. High Life by Meagwood. 45! Okay, this one may have been elevated by song choice, also low death, but I still think this is a pretty cool level that a lot of people hold very close to them, and I'm glad it's on the list. 45, kind of crazy though. Ouroboros. I know several people that hate this level, but I personally love to watch it. The guitars and everything just feel represented in a lot of the design choices, and the colors here, they're very neon, they're very striking. I think Dav's done a really good job with the whole series, and I think Crazy 3 is probably the best one to get on the list. Rooted del Sol, super good too. This was for the World Gauntlet, and I think every single creator really pulled their weight and made a super polished level. I'm glad it's on the list, because there are so many levels that came out during this time when a bunch of bangers were dropping that just went underlooked. Starpunk. I would put this like top 20. I think the gameplay in this level is amazing. I think the visuals and the way that it uses blending and just the colors here are just absolutely phenomenal. Pattern Seeker, super cool. It's a level that you have to figure out, and it doesn't explain itself to you. Ocular Miracle was obviously going to be here, one of the biggest projects in GD ever. Everyone was obsessed with this. The song is amazing. It's just so cool. Duelo Maestro 37. Now this definitely deserves a spot on the list. 37, pushing it in my opinion. Pretty simplistic, but overall it does make for a very iconic and memorable looking level. I just think it could be lower down because when you put it amongst Lit Fuse and Ocular Miracle, it's kinda not there. Lit Fuse has one of the coolest progressions in any GD level. Really in love with the Coca-Cola song and how this background is used. Digital Descent, number 35. Now I hope Artificial Ascent's on here because I think that's a better level. I also think Cybernetic Crescent is a better level than Digital Descent. I don't know if I agree with 35 on this one either. I think certain parts may have aged pretty weirdly. Sky Tower by Rayford. Now, I would swap the positions of Slam and Sky Tower maybe. This is fair. This is valid. I think this level has a lot of different environments that are well done with the tower animation and everything. Now this level is messy, but it's messy on purpose to capture the whole vibe that it's going for. And I do like it. It's grown on me recently, but I had to give it time. Dreamflower 32. This was the bee's knees when it came out. It still is. Look at the beautiful coloring on this. I think the modern style has been pushed further since this has come out, but it's definitely a masterpiece, and the animations that are done in the middle are super cool. Falling Up by Carmel. I do think we're going to see Black Blizzard in like the top 5 or top 10 probably. Fod said it perfectly. Soul. I didn't like this when it came out, and I actually left hate comments on this level when I was like 14. Supersonic number 30. Now, I don't know if I can allow this just because of G-Boy's transition where you come out to do a ball and the ship is random. I hate that. Okay, this ball part is iconic. Dude, the fail videos of the ending from 1.9. Oh, wow. Kinda gotta give it props, but not top 30. X, banger. Motion, banger. Oh my god. Serious? Has to be here, dude. First ever boss fight that was really done well in GD. Cold Sweat. I think some of the glitchiness has been done better, if I'm honest, but I think what this level did to pave the way definitely deserves a spot on the list. It's kind of shrouded in darkness in the beginning. It has a lot of mystery to it. It has a real aura that other levels haven't really been able to capture. Sonic Wave at 25. Now, this one is a pretty interesting pick. It does bite a lot from 9 Circles. The players that played this made it the experience that it is, not the actual creation, if that makes sense. I remember tweeting a while ago, wait, people don't like Yatagarasu, and people were like, no, it sucks. But this level's really, really cool, man. I think this is one of the best mega collabs ever. The ending with the quiet part in the song, so cool. Tony straight up just is the best level in Geometry Dash. Okay, I respect this. I am having to remind myself, but oh no, I love this one. I do think certain sections that bridge between each other are a little bit weird at times, but that really lets you just like absorb everything that's happening, so I kind of like it that way. But this is probably one of the most well-built levels ever, just by how it factors in the coin routes. La Campanella, probably the best level in the funny game name, in my opinion. This music part is unbelievably good. There's Windy. I really like the drop in this level, and I actually had a really good time time playing it, so it definitely deserves a spot on the list. I would just swap it with retention. Decode. Probably one of my favorite demons I've ever beaten. It took me like 5,000 attempts back in the day and like 1.9 on my tablet. Every part is so good. I think they each have like a certain level of risk. Plus, the visual style is just unparalleled. Reanimation. I was gonna ask if this makes it on the list. I think the object usage in this is so cool. The way it uses the spike. It's very, very Geometry Dash. The drop is also super sick. Everyone loves it. Just no surprise that this is this high. Revolution by Funny Game above La Campanella. I think this ship part is definitely very memorable, but when you play back through, I don't think it has the same aura that it once did. Future Funk has the influence of so many different levels and makes such a nice journey. Bloodlust by Noble Boy. It has parts that are better and parts that are worse, and overall that makes like a slightly weirder package of a level, but I think the extension of this level is super cool. I love the inclusion of the moon. I think that's really nice. You don't really see many levels have such a prominent, overshining piece of deco like that. I don't know if I would put it 16 on the list, but it has a lot of influence, I gotta say. Nelv, I still haven't really comprehended everything about it. Super sick gameplay to complement it. It's just one of the most fascinating Geometry Dash levels I've ever seen. Artificial Ascent, number 14. Now, I was praising this level a lot at the start. I didn't expect it to be top 14. That's wild. The amount of different lanes it progresses in, but it's kind of like tied together by the rainbow thing. It's spelled wrong. Okay, How by Sputnik. Dude, this one, 13 is a very reasonable place. I think it has aged well, in contrary to what Pause said. It definitely has the shock factor. I just think some of the gameplay is a little bit hard to see. Dude, I am so glad I won Attempt to this level when I beat it, because I got to experience it all at once. Really iconic for the whole screen border thing and making it feel very vintage. It has a very consistently built atmosphere. A lot of the parts are varied, like this, it has the trees and the leaves, but you'll see that like different parts of the level, but like recontextualized, and I think that's super cool. The execution of this is amazing. The drop is probably one of the best drops ever. Master game, this is ridiculous. When it came out, no one had a clue. It has a saving system, it has different rooms, and the way that it's built, you don't get much charm like this. Black Blizzard, this level has such a dark energy, and the gameplay pairs with it so well. I think this deserves the top 10 spot. This is exactly where I'll put it. Cataclysm. Let's just be honest. Cataclysm is really cool. Like the first wave, phenomenal. All those flashy colors and stuff literally defined a style. Imagine if this level was not well decorated and it was just difficulty. How much the game probably would have changed. How much the hell style would have been perceived differently. Like, you gotta give props to it. Lonely Travel, number 8. This is really fair. I like this. It's one of the best long levels that you can ever play. The objects are used extremely well. It's so well optimized, and it feels like a Geometry Dash level while it's an art level. You know what I mean? It uses the object in such a creative way. What's gonna be number 7? Castlemania! I think if you play it just as one little run through, you don't get the full scope, and that could potentially nerf its position on the list, but I'm glad it hasn't. Every single path has something to offer. It's so good. Change of Scene. This is a great placement. I love this. I think GD in the public's eye has often been quite simplistic. You can tell exactly what's going on. There's not too much mechanically going on in the level, but Change of Scene completely changes that. It has so many different settings, and it has a bunch of characters that come in and out. The transitions are nice. To pull that off and have it be well optimized and just look sick fully deserves all of the praise that it's got. Now, what's gonna be number 5? I don't even know what I put. I voted on this. White Space. Wow, not even top 3? This level has probably the most detail out of any Geometry Dash level ever. I think the fact that this song is so majestic and also has such an intense section that's really well defined by the flashy part. Death Moon's trending. So is Peter Griffin. I'm glad this is here, but I did not expect it to not be top 3. What? Bloodbath. Okay, well, my predictions are all like just next, apparently. Fire Pick. Like, this one is just so intimidating. Obviously, it's one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic Geometry Dash level ever. Like, every part's a banger. Number 3, 9 Circle. Okay, I should have seen 9 Circles coming. This had to be here. It's so influential. It does the color changing thing so well. Oh, it's gonna be Limbo's gonna be number 1. Limbo's gonna be number 1. Limbo's number 2! So Death Moon wins. As I said with Change of Scene, I'm glad that a new level is taking the spotlight that has so many different like characteristics to it. Every part has a different gimmick. It's literally the best level you can ever watch someone play, because it's just fascinating how it all ticks. It's just so cool. The key thing at the end is probably the most genius thing ever. Like, if you take a Bizarre Phantasm, which was placed at number 63 or whatever, that key thing at the end, just a bunch of static keys. It's just an idea. This is supercharged compared to that. It does such incredible things, and I'm so glad that this level actually came out. And this is gonna be Death Moon. Yep, it's Death Moon. Thanks, Twitter Trending, for ruining it. Every little detail of the song is perfectly put in. It's so energetic. and it makes you feel so good to fly through there. And then it has like the most powerful backgrounds to go through. 1.92. Shout out to Geometry Dash today for organizing that. I know Noise and a lot of other people put so much effort into organizing that. This list could not have been much better. Like, here's Viper's recording of Toxin Lab 2. I think this level is just way too iconic to not even have a mention on the list, because I think everyone was building in this style. Even my first level. This is a Viper recording of The Adventure by Super OP. I also think this could have made the list. Like, out of any Super OP level, this one's probably the one that deserves it the most, just because of how well everything is designed. This is a Viper recording of New Earth by Taman and Triaxes. I think the fact that Taman barely had any levels on the list is outrageous. Has such clever object usage. Taman always had a different brain to everyone else when it came to new features and whatnot. This is a Viper recording of Volt by Sapunge. The different uses of the rotation trigger. Where's the electric part? This thing is so beautiful, man. Obviously, you could just go on forever about levels that should have made the list, but hell surely should have, because this has some of the cleanest and most player-friendly effects I've ever seen. Wait, I just thought of a banger. I promise this is the last one. Freshery by Namtar not making the list is an absolute crime. Unbelievable stuff in this way. Look at the detail on this. It's so beautiful. Wow, man. There's so many levels that could have made the list. I can't be mad. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Go and follow GD today on Twitter. Check the links in the description. Leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.